Game one, and now Tom's going to be on his even Paladin, taking on Ryvius with the Quest Rogue.
The Quest Rogue.
The Quest Rogue.
You should actually just get a job as epic voiceover guy. I think you do very well.
Thank you.
No, you gonna keep casting Hearthstone? All right, fair enough.
It's kind of like epic voiceover guy.
I guess.
It's just a very long voiceover.
Yeah, just more dumb, goofy voiceover guy.
It's just most of the time you hear my voice, you don't actually see me, so you know it's very in the voiceover tone.
Right. But Quest Rogue coming back with a vengeance into the metagame. We saw it actually be quite successful last week. Which seems weird to say because the games we saw on stream of it did not seem to perform very well. But the fact remains, the ratio of players that brought the deck to who made it into the later stages, the top of the Swiss records and the top 8, it was very disproportionate to suggest that Quest Rogue was a good bring. So personally, not a deck I have played for a while, although there have been periods of time where I've been absolutely obsessed with Quest Rogue. But looking forward to this because I think this is just a slow enough, mid-rangey enough deck where Quest Rogue might be able to get some work done.
Well, as soon as you say that, I see the second Corpse Taker drawn for Tom.
Look, just don't talk about it, all right? just close your eyes.
He's gonna call me out right away. That is the worry for that's you know, to me this card Corpse Taker is one of the reasons that even Paladin continues to be such a force, even in matchups where it can be a little bit slow or it can suffer from not having the right amount of pressure. Corpse Taker can change all of that.
I like that you used the word even like 3 different times with 3 different meanings.
It's just it's the right word for the most of those spots.
Yeah.
What how else could I say that?
No, I like it. It was very genuine. I liked it.
Thought exercise. Even when a situation is occurring. What else could I say there?
Many things, such as this lab recruiter shuffling many copies of this South Sea deckhand into hand.
All right, you really don't want to talk about it after that comment you made.
Bailing out of that conversation.
Kangor drawn, so no lifesteal. That is not the important facet. It is that whimsical little spiral of Aether around it. That means Wind Fury, attack twice.
Yes, indeed. Ryvius does have Vanish here, but one of the great signals of losing a game as Quest Rogue is that you're being forced to vanish in a situation that makes no progress for you towards Quest. You'll more often be looking for like turn 7 player 1-drop that you're questing on and vanish, or play a bunch of minions, prep vanish, and then play them again. Ryvius does have those kind of possibilities available to him, but with the deckhand played and then shuffled in off the lab recruiter, he now has no real further progress on Quest available in hand, but I think that play of deckhand plus lab recruiter was much more about board presence and shuffling useful removal minions in South Sea deckhands into his deck more than it was quest completion.
And this is kind of where I expected Ryvius to go, is with this Wax Elemental and the Zola. And you know, looking at the Vanish in hand, this makes a lot of sense. Quest Rogue to me really changed in my head in its effectiveness when I was taught to play the deck as a weak board control deck. You fight for board control as long as you can.
Yes. And
somewhere along the way, you figure out how to complete your quest. That's exactly what Ryvius is doing right now, and I think it's what he's got to do in order to win this game. And Tom, I think, very smartly recognizes that Vanish is on the horizon and takes out the Zola here.
Yeah. Coin, Vanish, not even prep would be necessary here for Ryvius, but I love that description of Quest Rogue. I've described it to people in a very similar way. It's that you earn the right to do incredibly broken things later on by having to scrap by with very weak things early on. You just have to do the best of a bad job. And Ryvius is just going to sit back and tank an enormous amount of damage here. But again, I've made the point early on, the sign of a game you are losing is when you are forced to vanish as Quest Rogue.
Yeah.
You know what another sign of a game you're losing is, Admirable?
When you're at 4 on turn 6.
That's it.
Ryvius, I think, makes the right call here, though. It is a dangerous one. It is one that you don't want to make. It's one you don't want to ever have to make.
Right.
But it's one you're going to have to make at some point. And Ryvius here goes with the double vicious Scale Hide and the prep Vanish afterwards just to try to get something rolling. It's just the way the deck works. If it gets pressured, it's in trouble.
Crucially, the coin into prep, into vanish sequencing. We've all done it. Don't pretend you haven't. Guy in Twitch chat, I know you have.
Yeah, me.
but Tom, right, I mean, Tom really doesn't have huge decisions to make in this point. It's just reload a big threatening board and hope there is not a further answer, but a further answer there is, because Sonya comes off the top to potentially give Ryvius some game, but I still don't think it's enough to stop this. Is it? Healing for 2 more, but then the South Sea deckhand has to come out instead because it's a 2-1, yeah.
Well, the way that Ryvius would win this game is Tom doesn't have damage.
Right.
And right now, Tom does not have damage.
Right.
And now Tom has damage.
Yeah.
And that's going to do it. Tom, quick 2-0 lead here. As soon as Questrogue struggles and it takes one of those big hits, it's in a bad spot. And you can see it, Ryvius, the entire game appeared distressed, appeared pained by what was happening, and rightfully so. Double corp